So you've got a piece of gear that's not working. Maybe it's a box like this that hooks up right to your audio interface, or maybe it's a 500 series module like this that needs to hook up to a 500 series rack and then your interface. So maybe counterintuitively, the first place to start is not with the gear itself. Let's forget that and let's check your setup first. Troubleshooting is all about removing variables, so we need to be positive that your setup is working exactly as it should before we come back to the gear. So let's get rid of these and look at your setup. First, check your audio interface. Disconnect the build you're troubleshooting and replace the build with a cable. That is, run the cable between the same output and input you were using to test the build. If you were using XLR cables to hook up your build before, you can also just connect the two cables together. Second, if your interface is working fine, try swapping out the cable or cables you're using to rule that out as a variable. Third, if you're troubleshooting a 500 series module, make sure it's screwed completely into the chassis with both screws. Fourth, switch the 500 series module over to a different slot of the chassis to make sure that that particular slot is not the problem. Fifth and finally, if you have a known good 500 series module, try swapping it into the rack just to make sure that the rack and power supply are working as they should.